To install a developer or custom application inside ChatGPT, you're going to want to go to your settings, you want to go to apps and connectors, and you want to go to advanced settings, and then you want to turn on developer mode. You're only going to be able to see, well, actually, only the ones that have been published otherwise. If you come back to apps and connectors again, you can see we've already configured one here, Pacific Apparel. We're just going to click on that and we're going to connect it. We get the warning, so we can see about the data that's flowing out to Pacific Apparel, and we say, yeah, we're going to agree to that. We're going to allow that to happen. And now that app is available inside of our chat environment. Now that we've installed and enabled the app and we've connected to it inside ChatGPT, we're going to show it in action. So we're going to ask GPT to say, hey, I'm interested in Pacific Apparel shirts. Currently, it appears you have to kind of call out that I'm looking for something that this endpoint has, so Pacific Apparel. ChatGPT looked for tools, it realized there was one specifically there for it. And then this in the background, what we see is it actually rendering the tool. So this is the unhydrated page. And then this in the foreground, this is the MCP call to the server, to the MCP server. So here we can see it's going to call that search carousel and it's going to put a query of shirts through to it. In the background, that's going to talk to our APIs. The APIs are going to respond back. And then the MCP server is going to respond back. And here we see an array of very fetching shirts. We can see varying prices in here. So we've got everything, sort of $19 to sort of $30. So let's say we're going to do here is just make it a little bit more. So we're going to refine that search. So now what we're doing is a range-based search. There's a range and facet. So the range is where the price is obviously greater than 30 and less than 50. And where the color is blue. So that is a facet and this is a range query. So we're going to confirm that. You'll notice here that the data being passed through to the API endpoint is still unstructured query. We could have made OpenAI passed a structured query through, but actually with the experimentation we've done so far, it works pretty well just sending this as unstructured, and then in the MCP server itself, we've built out structuring that and kind of refining the query. And what we see here in the results is that we end up with shirts which absolutely are between $30 and $50, and they're all blue. So far we've seen bringing search results back and refining those search results in ChatGPT. But if you look at the experience at the moment, this set of results is exactly the same as the set of results that you'd see if you go to the website itself. And there's something to be said for consistency, but as merchandisers, you might want to be targeting the ChatGPT channel specifically. So in order to do that, we're going to create an audience inside Discovery. And this audience is going to be aware of the traffic that's come from ChatGPT. And then we're going to create rules, as you would do with any other merchandising rule. And we're going to go in there and we're going to edit it. We see that the audience is set to that ChatGPT traffic audience that we just configured. And what I've done is just boosted this rather fetching shirt. So we're going to save that. We're going to enable the rule. And then we're going to go back to ChatGPT and we're just going to start a new conversation. We're just going to run that again. So it's going to make the same request. But what we should hopefully see now is that we'll have a different merchandise set of results. There we go. Pacific Apparel, it's made the call. It's called for shirts. We're speaking off to MCP. MCP is speaking to Discovery, responding back. And now we should see, hopefully, that shirt is now in slot 1. So what we're seeing there, this is really just the start of this technology as a whole. We see that we can push merchandising beyond the boundaries of the organization out into these conversational channels. Stay tuned for more. There's going to be a lot to follow on this, from how we campaign, how we look at abandoned cart flows, that whole entire gamut. So we will be publishing media around this, and we will be publishing tech docs as well. So look forward to seeing you in those. Many thanks.